Morning guys, happy Friday, TGIF. So let's look at the indices in gold. So gold is currently falling. I think we might be getting a risky sell. We need the crossover first. But obviously, it's probably a big stop hunt as well. It would have taken out so many stops in that move. So be careful with gold. It's going to be a buy the dip opportunity, but ideally, you wait for we get the signal on this crossover setup that we use. This is the QDB system, so we're entering on the crossover and exiting, at the crossover. So there's the entry for shorts because they went long. You could have had your stop here, 2023, 2018. It's a $5 stop. It's affordable, and then if we go up, you would have got stopped out of a small loss. But that's the logic. So you just put your stop just above like the recent high, and then you let it go down. And we actually made an inverse head and shoulders. Left shoulder, right shoulder, head, if you can see that. And then, of course, by selling it, we create a support, which we dipped into, and we're now above that resistance. So it's a big stop hunt. So be careful. Look to buy the dip. I wouldn't necessarily buy it up here because we're going to get the indication to sell, but it'd be a risky sell. All right, it's because we're below 50%. So no trade set up today because it's Friday. And retail guys are getting paid on the FX positioning that we saw in Discord and on the spreadsheet. And so that's that. So look for dips to buy on this, but don't enter now. Okay. Let's look at US 500. And, well, they had to sell it. I said they would, and they certainly did a lot. We really pumped. 50-point pump. So obviously got this candle wick to contend with. It's going to be a big old supply, technically, and these are sentimental boxes. So we can create another one here. So eventually I'll go around and delete these old rectangles. But you see how, the resistance, support, see how it works. They're pretty decent. And we're going to create a support here, okay? So rectangle. And I don't know if anyone noticed yesterday, but I was so tired, I uploaded the wrong video to YouTube. I don't know if anyone noticed that. I uploaded Wednesday's video, and it was Thursday yesterday. So I had a good sleep last night, and I felt a lot more alert today. I was so tired yesterday. And so this is the support, okay? And so we can use this old resistance as a support as well. So we've got basically a double support, basically. So these two boxes should hold. This one should definitely hold because of the fact they sold it. Be careful we get the crossover, and then we'll probably come down to test it for a bounce. Okay, it was 30. And also next week, what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be moving home, like you probably know. But I'm going to be probably be doing the Patreon videos at a limited way. We'll still have these indices videos, but the trade setup videos for Patreon will probably be put on like a hiatus for a week, and then we'll just have to see how we go. If I spot anything, I'll put it in there, but I can't guarantee it. And also, I really need to be focusing on moving home as well because I kind of left it a bit late. I've only got a week left till I move, and I've got so much to do. So we'll still do these videos, but the Patreon video might be. It might be, it might be hit and miss. We might have one on Monday, we might have one on Tuesday, might have one on Wednesday. But I can't guarantee it because I'm really busy at the moment. So we've got a box we can draw. So we can draw a box here. In fact, we can just use the arrow. We'll just use that going forward. It's easier to see, isn't it? We'll just shoot the arrow. Instead of looking at the crossover, we'll look at the arrow. And so therefore it maps to that candle. And that's a support. So this is currently was resistance, and now will be a support, and this is a support because of that. Be careful if they go long, because then they will create a resistance zone above, and then we'll be sandwiched between two boxes. So we want them to be selling. We don't want them to be buying. Okay. And but like I say, if I can do a Patreon video, I will. Oops, DAX. And but perhaps it could be on the trade of the day. That's what I might be able to do. Instead of like going through multiple currency pairs, we can just focus on one pair. That might be better. We've got the risky sell. All right, so we can probably be falling on this, but do note we're very, very much a buy at the big picture. And I guess that's it really. Just to say, the failure rate is quite low, and so you have to be a bit careful. See, they've gone short on pound, and price has fallen, so they're getting paid on that. On the New Zealand dollar, they've gone long, and they're currently getting paid on that. And that's why that's got a poor score. That's why that's got a poor score. Yen, they've sold, and price is coming down. So we're seeing a little bit of a payday right now, and it's a good reason to be careful. Be careful with below 50%. If we're below 50%, it just tells us the herd majority are getting paid. So we want that above 50%, and we know that we're on the right track. So at the moment, they're getting paid. So this is just another reason not to have a trade of the day. And it is Friday, isn't it? So, and also, I've got a lot to be getting on with. Just so you know, AJ resulted in a stop. We got stopped out, but we would have got to TP. All right, so it's just a case of having a slightly wider stop, but then your risk to reward is quite poor. So 1R, So what you're prepared to risk is what you got for your reward. So really, it's not a great setup. It's better to have a tighter stop, and then you get a bit of risk to reward. So you can have all these setups all the time, and eventually you make a lot of money. If you've got a 1-to-1R, you're only just like about break even, long term. So had you have got a stop at the place, just there, just shy, just below, yeah, just shy of the 1R. So, but we got to the TP, and the logic for it is that we had to raid those highs because the stops at that high. So it's a good setup. We'll continue to use it. We'll use this in conjunction with the bubbles, this setup, and then we'll see how we go next week. We have fallen a little bit, probably down to support for the bounce higher. And don't forget, things have to go in zigzags as well. So it can be quite tricky. And it's just a case of knowing when to enter. Entering at these boxes is a good place, and selling at the boxes is a good place. A good idea too. So have a good Friday. I've got a lot to get on with now. I've got a load of boxes to sort out. And trade safely. And I'll speak to you guys on Sunday for the COT data.